Haha. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Helena, and I am joined by the lovely. Yeah, there's Kelly, and I'm joined by Jude and Chris Wharton, and I will introduce those in a little while. We are Speaker Insight, where we help speakers, authors, and coaches to build a portfolio business on your terms. And we like to help you out by introducing you to people who will get you thinking about your speaker, author, coach business in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it's something that you already have in place. Maybe it's something that you're thinking about. Maybe you haven't thought about it at all and you're suddenly going, ooh, maybe that's the thing for me. A lot of maybes in there, and that's the whole point. So today we're actually talking about, are memberships a good source of income? So whether you have one, whether you don't, it's going to be worth listening in because Chris and Jude really do know their stuff. And you might know them as our partners who do websites. So they also do memberships. So we thought we'd get them back in. And yeah, well, you got to love a one-stop shop and people who know their stuff, which is good. So we'll talk to them in a second. What we want to know right now, as you are arriving, if you're arriving not live, do a hashtag replay because we like a little bit of that. You know that. But as you're arriving, tell us the buzz in your business. What is happening that is exciting, inviting, that you've got coming up or that you've just done? Maybe you've published your book. Maybe you've won an award. Maybe you are doing a summit. Who knows? Let us know. We like to understand what is going on in the world of our speakers, authors, and coaches. Kelly, no doubt, has just been sharing this out into, oh, good, somebody likes that. Kelly has no doubt just been sharing this into the Connection Hub, which is our space, if you like, for speakers, authors, and coaches and those who support them, like Chris and Jude, to really kind of hang out and have some conversations in there. So if you haven't yet, joined that, please do join that because it is just an incredible place full of resources and people that will help you on this journey. So whilst you're typing in the buzz in your business, I see that a few of you are actually here. So let us know what's going on for you. I'll tell you some of the buzz in ours. Kelly, having been on holiday, sort of,
holiday in my home in lockdown.
Busman's holiday, kind of, it's like she managed to get out to the countryside once, I think. Hey, Lubna, nice to see you. So the whole thing here is the buzz in our business really is centered around Kelly doing a whole bunch of talks. So the first one she's doing is tonight. So if you happen to be around for Adapt Your Impact, what's the name of your talk, Kelly?
How to build a personality-based business.
There you go. So that actually makes a lot of sense. And that would be a very good one to actually watch, whether you have already built one or whether you indeed are. So she's popped the link in there for that one.
I'm speaking at 7:30, but it's a 3-day conference, guys, for speakers to learn how to adapt in the changing time that we're in. So there's a whole array of amazing speakers. I think Elliot just said he's on tomorrow.
Yeah.
So talking about, it is for speakers, right? So it's for people to understand how your business is changing, how to adapt, how to use the various different things. And obviously what I'm talking about is what we talk a lot about is portfolio style business, and actually how you as a personality need to be using that and leveraging that at this time where people need to build trust with individuals rather than corporates.
Yeah, and Lubna's attending. So that's good. And I know that several of you have actually signed up for it, and there's still time to sign up for it, even though it kind of began, because there's a lot going on within it that you can do a little bit of networking. You can do all sorts of things within that. So hi, Janine. Nice to see you here. Oh, very nice to see you here. It's about time we saw you in here. That's just me telling Janine off because, she tends to be a lurker more than anything. So I'm delighted that you're here. And then the second talk you're doing this week, because she's doing another couple next week. I've been doing some podcasts in the background, which I'll let you know about next week. But what's the second one? That's Friday, right?
Friday. It's because I had a week off. Helena basically got the whip out as soon as I got back yesterday. Work, right? So on Friday, I'm doing a webinar on how to get the ROI back out of your audience with Claire from ThinkSmart, who are an awesome marketing company agency. So again, it's learning a lot more, going back to one of our key themes, which is always about the avatar. And it's about learning about how you can actually adapt again, because we're all still adapting. I'm not going to use that awful word pivot, but going back in lockdown again, we're all learning about how to do things differently. So this is about investing in yourself to get money out of your ROI from your avatar.
Which works really well. So those are some of the things going on for us. Do let us know. Hi, Deb, as well. Do let us know what's going on for you. In the meanwhile, Chris and Jude, what have you got going on? What's the buzz in your business? Because we like this one.
So we've got a couple of things going on. We have got a challenge starting next week, which is our 10-day Master Your Membership Site challenge, which we'll obviously talk a little bit about more a little bit later. And also we launched our courses properly at the start of this week. Yeah. So we've launched 3 courses around just perfectly planning your website, improving your website to increase your leads, and getting your landing pages right so that they convert. So they are, but 2 of them are mini courses, one of them's a short course, and yeah, they went out on Monday. So that's the buzz in our business.
Amazing.
You might remember, because Chris and Jude are our partners, right? You might remember way back about a month or so ago that we did a Facebook Live around how to create membership websites. At that time, you were doing the challenge for that, and that challenge has actually now been converted into a course, so people can do it all throughout the year because it was such a success, and people were like, "Oh my god, let's do it again soon." But hey, these guys need a Christmas holiday.
Well, yeah. And so that takes the pressure off because the course can actually do the work for you. So as Kelly's just said, obviously you are our partners, you are our people of choice to send people to because you know your stuff. And we know that about the websites, but you obviously do the membership sites as well. So tell us about how that development came up. So, because you obviously started with the websites, then you kind of added in the membership sites. How did all that come about?
Well, when sort of Ready Steady Websites was born, we always knew that we were going to do websites and membership sites because we were already building lots of custom websites, and a lot of people will also want membership sites as well. So obviously the websites were easier to get up and running and get out there. So that's what we went with first. But then the membership site templates came, I think, 3 months after the website ones. Yeah. So we launched in March last year.
Yeah. And
then the other ones were out in June. Yeah, late June. So for the membership site templates, the idea is with the kind of Ready Steady Websites is that the websites and the membership sites feel similar. So there's less membership site templates than there are website templates, but they all will have a natural kind of progression between the two. So you kind of got that congruent experience with your brand, because it's very important that there's no kind of jarring when someone goes from website to membership site. It feels like that same people that they're dealing with. And that can quite often happen. People have a website built somewhere and they'll use something else and it won't really feel like the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's very important to us. We're obviously very brand conscious because we also do branding as well. So
yeah, and as a distinction, sorry, I'm just going to squeeze that in there. So as a distinction, just so that people really get it, because some people might even be sitting here and going, well, how is a membership site different from a website? If you were to do the one-liner that just is that distinction, then we'll really start talking about memberships. But just to say, what's the website do? What's the purpose of the website? What's the purpose of a membership site?
The purpose of a website really is to drive leads, whether that's driving leads to a lead magnet or whether that's making people get in contact with you or buying a product from you. The idea of a membership site is actually to have some kind of recurring revenue from people. I mean, you can do one-off upfront payments and things on membership sites, but the idea really is to kind of build a monthly income that you can then just keep increasing. I'm not sure if that's one line, but that's that's a short way to get it.
Okay, and really, the content of a membership site can vary so much, but really for most people, it's for that added consistent value, because it is, as you said, it's that reoccurring. So therefore, the individual who's running the membership site needs to be adding that continuous level of either content or access to them or more resources, so that it's not a stagnant thing. When websites are pretty static, other than the blogs or the integration with the social media, the membership sites are a lot more active with content. Would you agree with that?
Yes, definitely. I mean, one of the things with membership sites is you can overwhelm your audience. So don't go crazy. You know, we've had to tell various members to calm down with their membership sites because they will literally throw a million things at it. So yeah, really, you know, most people are probably releasing a new bit of content a month. Yeah. Some people do weekly content, but it kind of depends on the kind of format of your membership. But yes, it should be regular. always providing value, and really the idea is to retain your members once you've got them, and just keep pouring value on top, because then they'll stick around and they'll talk about you.
Yeah, I think that's really important what you were saying about, you know, the not overwhelming, because when we work with people and they've built their membership sites, not with you guys,
yeah,
and they've all obviously gone, my God, my members just don't know where to start. They just come into this, you know, cave of treasure trove of stuff, but they feel really lost. And actually that's a bit of deer in headlights, and there's no clear user journey for the individuals when they start. So we will talk about that a little bit in this live, because it's one of the reasons why we work with you as partners. And maybe we share a little bit about how we run Changemaker Central, our membership program, to look at consistency of content, and also how we feel you can reduce the attrition ratio as well of people unsubscribing. Because I think that's when, you know, when you're saying, Chris, about overwhelm, one of the things that I found, you know, having been part of other people's membership sites since they became the thing quite a few years ago, is that they were novel then, but then lots of people, after being in there for sometimes like even a year, go, I'm a bit overwhelmed, or I don't seem to use the resources. There's just content. And people go, is it worth 50 or £100 a month to just have more content in an age where we really don't need any more content? We need to do stuff with the content. And I think that's what the shift that I've seen, or we've seen over the last few years, has been the value comes from where the members can actually handhold people, can actually give those insights, can actually not just give them content, but help them actually apply that content to get the results. And so whatever industry people are in, we can share some tips on how we do it, but that's where I feel the real value is, rather than just content.
Definitely.
You use the term, Chris, and you said reoccurring income. And these are things which, again, a lot of people don't know that they want a membership site, and then they hear the term, oh, you can have reoccurring or passive income, and then they go, oh, okay, maybe I should. First of all, let's just clear this up. Can you just describe the difference for people that don't know about what is passive and residual income, and how a membership gives you that?
Yeah. I think passive income is an income that you really aren't having to put in much of that day-to-day work to get. So if you have created an online course and you have put it out there, obviously you've got a lot of work to do to start off with to create it. But once it's out there and you've got either referral partners sending traffic to it, or you've got ads sending traffic to it, you're not then actually having to do a huge amount. So that is your passive income. And membership isn't going to give you a completely passive income. For some memberships, it's not going to be a passive income at all. It is going to be that recurring income, because you are going to have to be putting content out regularly. Now, obviously, you can create for a period of time, batch it, and it drip feeds out. But like you said, Kelly, people don't just want the content. They're going to want perhaps a coaching call to go alongside it, or perhaps you're going to be doing an interview with a guest expert to go alongside it that you do live, and you can have a question time at the end of it. So there is going to be that input that you are going to have to put in at least monthly to that membership. You're going to get emails and inquiries from your members as well to perhaps clarify things, which you're going to have to respond to quickly to show that you are actually there nurturing them, they're actually paying their money for something that's worthwhile. So I think people who set up memberships assuming it's going to be a passive income are the people who fail at it. Let's put it bluntly. They're the people who fail at it. Those people who set it up thinking this is going to be a consistent recurring income that I can build on, and I can have the security of knowing there's that income coming in that way, and I'm happy to work at it to have that recurring income. They're the memberships that are more likely to work.
Yeah,
beautiful description.
It really is. It's perfect. And so let me clear this one up for Kazlina right now, because she's obviously, you know, sort of, and it's a really valid question. So are the membership sites, and I know that Kelly and I definitely have an opinion on this, are the membership sites in Facebook groups as are the membership sites in Facebook as groups, or can you do a membership site similar to a website? So I'll hand that back over to you two, and then Kelly and I will no doubt put our pennies worth in after.
So we feel like a membership should have an actual membership site. That is a website, but it's a website that you can't just get access to. So a website, you go there, you can see all the pages, have a look around, find out about the person and do whatever it is, buy from them, find out more about them, sign up to something. A membership site will have a login screen. As you get to it, you go in and then all of your content is essentially there on a website, but only for those people who are the members of your membership. And we would always say, if you are running a membership, you need to own your membership site and have all your content on that membership site owned. Don't be relying on the likes of Facebook to have a group and have all of your content in the units in that group and that kind of thing. We use Facebook. We use Facebook groups for our challenges. We do not rely on it. So we will put our content into like for our free challenges into groups, but we're also emailing it out to people in the morning because Facebook is flaky.
Sorry, Facebook. Sorry, Facebook, if you're listening, don't cut us off. Don't cut them off.
Yeah, suddenly the Facebook Live ends and it's all finished.
Both banned us.
You know, we have struggled so much with people putting comments into our groups, asking us questions in the groups. We don't get notified of them. So we realized 2 hours later, someone asked us a question and it's only because it happened to pop up on our feed that we see it. And we're like, why did we not get a notification for that? You know, people will have issues with access to their personal profiles if they accidentally send out too many messengers at once and then they can't access the content. So we don't advocate relying on social media for anything that you are getting people to pay for, that you've got your own content. You need to own where it is, have full control over it, and you'll be able to provide a much better experience.
And people are enjoying flaky. Hashtag be kind to Facebook. but it is definitely, you know, and like I say, we've both got opinions that are very similar kind of around this. There is something very wonderful about being able to use as part of the membership that you do to have a specific area on a social media, because it may not be a Facebook group, it could be something else, but that is on a third-party media, but that is something that your avatar, the members, actually are normally using, that actually allow them to have it. So our whole thing is you design what activities go on inside the membership, as you've just described, and design what actually happens inside the Facebook group element of your membership. So all of it comes together and is designed. So, I mean, I'm doing my best to really hold back here, but Kelly, I know you want to say something as well, so I'm just going to say that bit. You're good with that?
I don't want to dwell too much on it because it is us getting on.
Me too. Me too.
With Facebook, you control nothing. Right, so they could change their payment terms in a heartbeat. They could take away your content in a heartbeat. They've done this before, so it's very risky to have, as Jude said, your IP on their platform.
For sure.
But as Helena said, we know that Facebook is people's daily routine, especially our avatar, because you're on it all the time. So we do, as Janine's just said, have closed Facebook groups. We have a closed Facebook group for our members so that they can still connect and chat and have that interactivity as a Facebook group, which they're used to. And we use it to say, this new bit of content's been released, go over to the platform and access it, or do a poll of what you want as our training this month. And then we run the training in the group. So we use it to our advantage, but we don't host anything on there.
Exactly.
Because of the control issues. So I hope that's answered your question, Haslina.
I mean, we do the same. As much as I'm dissing Facebook, it's a useful tool to use to complement your main membership site, but that's what it should be. It should be to complement it. You shouldn't be relying on it. We have a members-only Facebook group as well. As much as I do have rants sometimes, I wish I could run our business without Facebook. It's such a useful tool. It's great for generating leads. We are lucky to have it for free, but just don't rely on it.
And I think that's actually part of that overarching strategy. So one of the things that Kelly and I do, you know, for those of you who know us well, you know, we are absolute fans of you having the strategic element rather than kind of pulling all of your bits of the business together with sticky tape, you know, to actively make it strategic. And so here comes the question around why all of you listening need to really think about a membership site and whether it's right for you around this next element, because there's a requirement around the planning stage to kind of understand whether a membership site is actually right for you, including things like, have you got the time, the passion, the content, the commitment to actually kind of run a membership site? And obviously, because you design and develop these for so many people, tell us a little bit about that whole element so that people get a real idea. If you haven't yet got a membership site, listen to this carefully, because you do need to consider before you jump in, right?
Yeah, and that's really the reason why we've come up with this challenge, because it is all about planning the content for it. And I think by the end of, if you're kind of on the fence about, is a membership site right for me, once you got to the end of our challenge, you'll know. With the bonus being that if you are after a membership site, by the time you get to the end of our challenge, you'll have a nice big list of stuff that you can do. You have your content mapped out of a shopping list of what you want on there and everything. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think even like taking it right back from the start, you need to consider whether you're ready to have a membership site. In that, do you feel truly comfortable that you're an expert in what you're planning on delivering on your membership site, or do you think you need to get a little bit more experience in your field first? If you don't think you're truly there yet, then get that more experience before you jump into membership site. Yeah. Do you have an audience built that you can sort of test the water with, see if they feel a membership would be right for them? Is the kind of thing that they would want? Is it right for your field of work? Have you got people saying, yes, I'd love it, therefore you know that actually if you put the work in, put it out there, it's going to be worthwhile because you're going to get people jumping on and paying you to do it. Yeah. And then like Chris said, you need to really think, have you got enough content to be putting out at least something new a month? Have you got the time to then do the nurturing around that, at least one new piece of content a month, whether it's in calls or in nurturing a community on Facebook, answering questions? You need to really think about that. And like Chris said, our challenge, one of the parts of it is to plan a year's worth of content. So by going through that process, you'll be able to think, do you know what, have I got enough to fill this year? And if you have, and you've got ideas for how you can make it interesting and keep people engaged, wanting the next month's content, and can you make it flow from one month to the other, and it all seems to be like coming together nicely, then it sounds like a membership would be right for you. But if you're not sure and you're not there yet, it's time consuming to get it all started up initially, and it requires a lot of effort, and you will have to invest some money in it as well, to put it out there in the quality format that you should be for paying members. So you really need to make sure it's right for you before you jump in. I think far too many people going, do you know what, I'm going to start a membership and I'll just go and pay for this platform, and then I'll just try and put some content in there and let's see what happens. And they go, I've got to tell anyone about it, so I better go and start. And it's all back to front. And so you just need to do the process in the right order before you get it out there.
And I think that's one of the things for us very much, cart before the horse, that strategic element of wherein your user journey, Kelly and I are always going to say this, wherein your user journey is your avatar going to be able to access this membership site, and where are you making space and capacity for running this in your business? If you want it as an income stream in your business, and it is a very viable income stream in your business, there will be some things that you need to let go of and some things that you need to put in order to actually run a membership site that people love, because it really is a commitment. You're kind of getting married to your avatar because they want to stick around with you for a long while. So you are committing to doing something on a very regular basis for your people. And that may well be that some of you might go, hang on a minute, I hadn't thought about that. Because it's a lifelong commitment, right?
The commitment is the key word in this, because actually a membership site is your biggest commitment in your business. Yeah. If you're coaching somebody, that's probably going to have a less of a life. And, as Judy was saying, doing an online course takes that time up front, but then you can let it go. So the membership site is something which actually nobody knows when that's going to end or if that's going to end.
Yeah.
So it's like this, am I committed to as long as I can possibly foresee to be of service, to be available, and to have content? And that's one of the things that you're not saying you need to have like years worth of content up on, because you grow as your members grow and the content comes from there. But it is that decision of, do I have that commitment within myself, within my time, and within my business? And maybe it might be useful for us just to, open the greenhouse doors a little bit and just give people an understanding of why we did a membership site, and also how much time it takes from us.
For sure.
Because one of the benefits from us of having a membership site is that we could work, this is before COVID, virtually. And we didn't have to be based in the same location. We could be worldwide. We could have a reach of members worldwide. And it wasn't specifically being UK based.
Yeah.
And we said, we're happy to put in a couple of days a month from our own work to build a business. And let me just, Helena, are you okay if I just
I'm totally good. Totally good.
Just pick me up, because obviously this is what Chris and Jude, they're on the same page as us.
Yeah.
When we saw people doing online courses, especially in the UK, and we mentioned this on our online course training, go back if you've seen that in our social learning units. But we realized that in the UK, a lot of people weren't finishing online courses. They needed the accountability, the support, the hand-holding to do that. So when you have a flagship course, we found that if you put that into a membership site where there's already a community, there's already the support there, you can actually help people to complete that course. So when somebody signs up to Changemaker Central with us, they start a 90-day program where they do a module a week, they get the support, and they get to ask questions. We do a live Ask Us Anything every Monday evening, so they can come and ask us questions. Jude and Chris do this in their group too, right? Yeah. So it gives that interactivity that you don't get in our Connection Hub. You get this, but not a rock up, come up on Zoom and ask us anything. That's only for our paying members.
Yeah.
We also interview two types of people, our backstage inspiration, which are successful speakers, authors and coaches who have done something amazing. So we interview them, so you learn from real life stories and go, oh, I never thought about I could do that, or you connect with them and JV. Or we have our professional insights where we interview these guys, but speaker agents, publishers, all the various professional services that support speakers, authors and coaches to help give you insight in that industry and to work with them if you want to. So it's like you get introductions to the professionals and the peers.
Yeah.
So that's great because that's content, okay? The bit that makes a massive difference when we do interviews and polls with our members all the time, the bit that isn't content that in our opinion keeps them there is that we do a monthly spotlight where they ask, in the hub, they ask in the Facebook group, they suggest what they want an hour-long training on that month. So they choose the topic, obviously related to speaker or
it's like pick our brains.
And we'll design a deep dive
you
training.
want. We will absolutely make what you're wanting, and they vote for whichever one it is.
So we do that, and that's bespoke. The next thing that we do, which is our most popular feature, is Feedback Friday, where our members get to upload one document. Could be their new logo, could be a sales page, could be social media post, could be their new framework, and we give them whatever it might be. We give them bespoke feedback on copy, on changes and that. So therefore they're not feeling alone that they have to do this. They've got no sounding board, they've got no insight, they've got no feedback. And that's the thing that for 80% of our members, they think that's the most valuable. And that's what you're saying, Jude, is this, it's not just content, it's this, where can I do a call? Where can I do a real hand-holding bit for that? And then we have accountability posts, and we have lots of other stuff that go in there. But it takes probably about a day's worth of filming a month for our various, because we release one new bit of content, a professional insight or backstage a month.
Again, we don't like to overwhelm people.
No, but also we've got 4 months worth of content already filmed. So if I got sick next month or wanted to take another holiday, then we've got all the content ready to go. So it's like, okay, who can we film in that one day and get them all done? Yeah. Yes, we do have to prep for that hour-long deep dive once a month and deliver it. And we have to show up for an hour every Monday to deliver the Ask Us Anythings.
Yeah.
So if you look at that from a timing point of view, some of it can be scheduled and done beforehand, and then, you know, it's out, and then we just have to show up in the group with people asking questions.
Yeah.
But it's very much on our terms, because it's not having to be live, physical, and we love content. So there's no...
If you can hear that, the difference between that, sorry, I feel like I'm echoing a bit. So anyway, I'm just going to continue. So if you hear the difference between the online courses, yes, upfront effort, versus the memberships, you have this ongoing effort. So part of this is going to come down to, is this right for you? Casalina is saying holiday option is preferred, definitely, which I like. But part of it is this whole piece around you deciding, do I want to do a membership site, or, you know, how do I want my online revenue to actually be coming to me? Some of you, dare I say it, and you need to make that decision, are not cut out right now to have a membership site, either because of the stage of your business, or either because you're at that stage of your business, or because capacity wise, actually, you're not going to do the greatest job at it that you would like to do. And that's a really honest decision, which is why we're talking to Chris and Jude, obviously.
And so look at those features, because you know what most speakers, authors, and coaches need in their membership sites, just like with the websites, right? Because you've seen so many, you've built so many, whether it's from health experts to, you know, speakers and coaches and trainers in all different types of fields. What's the platform that you use, technical wise, guys? So don't run away when we start talking.
Yeah, everybody stay where you are, listen through it. They're really good at explaining this in a non-techie way.
But what platform do you use, and what features do you use to help deliver some of those things that we were just talking about in ours?
Well, I mean, we've worked with membership sites for a number of years now, and also the platform that we use is WordPress. We use a plugin on top of that called MemberPress, which is basically the wrapper that wraps around the outside, that has the payment mechanism on it, protects the content. We've chosen to use MemberPress because we tested out, I think, probably all the WordPress plugins at the time that were there, plus other platforms as well. And it was the most easy to use from a non-techie point of view in terms of a platform. So yeah, WordPress is our key one that we recommend. It's the same for websites. There's nothing we've not been able to build with WordPress. Yeah. It's very tailorable. It's got a good ecosystem. You can plug new things into it. If you're really brand conscious, it's great at actually controlling your brand, your fonts, your styles, and your layouts. So you can't really go wrong by using WordPress, in our opinion anyway.
Absolutely. And we found as well, like MemberPress are adding things all the time. So when we started using WordPress and MemberPress, there wasn't an option to have online courses on there. So Chris wrote one for us. So Ready Steady Websites included it with our membership site templates. But now MemberPress have put out an online courses element to their plugin as well. So now if you're on Ready Steady Websites, you have the choice of 2 for online courses. So yeah, it's like using a platform like that, we think is so important as well. Like Chris said, it will grow with you. You can start doing other things with it. So yeah, we just think that, and also we've taken into account payment options as well. Like some of the WordPress membership plugins, they didn't have the tax options that we need over here if you're a tax registered, if you're a VAT registered business and that kind of thing. And you then don't want to have to pay for something else to do that side of things as well. So going for something that's got it all sort of pretty sorted was important to us, really.
That makes sense.
And when we first built ours, and this is something that obviously we were sort of 2 years ago, we're always learning too. And when we first built ours, one of the things that we didn't have automated is when a member left, we were manually unsubscribing them from our active campaign and the membership site and all those types of things. So one of the reasons why we moved over to you guys is because of the way that you've integrated those things that people don't know about until they've actually built it, right? Because when you're scaling, when you've got a lot of members, you haven't got the ability, or, you know, it's quite a lot of work for your VA to be doing all that. So, you know, the MemberPress allows people to have their own login details. You know, if they forget their password, the password renew comes to them. They unsubscribe, put their stuff on hold and come back, and their progress isn't lost. All this stuff, which is the UX experience, which is things that most speakers often coaches don't think about because it's tech. You guys have got that sorted, and you've integrated that, thought about it, and made it look really professional and streamlined and scalable. That's what I think most people need to think about. They could go for a cheap, off-the-shelf, I don't even know what it would be, do it for yourself type of job. But then when they start to scale, these things start to fall apart. So start with something that can grow with you.
Well, I'm actually just going to throw the question in from Kaslina right here because it's very apt. I hate tech, but learning. I have my website on Wix. Could I still do a membership site on Wix?
So yeah, Wix do have their own membership site component. From what we've heard and seen, it's not very good. It's kind of basic in what it does. It doesn't do some of the things that you are talking about in automations. The cool thing is about using WordPress, and in fact, you could probably do it with almost any system, is that you can set up a subdomain on your, and this is the kind of typical way people do it. So it'll be like members.speakerinsight.com. And then the members bit points off to another service. So it could point off to RaySay websites, it could point off to Kajabi or Thinkific or whatever you want, really. So although the kind of main brochure site sits on Wix still, the membership site component can sit anywhere else, really. And people, as long as the branding looks similar enough, you've got the kind of experience there, and people are used to logging into a different link for the membership sites. It's quite common to have members something as the link, really. So yeah, you can still keep with Wix and have something separate.
Yes,
So
I mean,
have like a button or something on her Wix website that then redirects to a Ready Steady membership on WordPress.
Yeah, so typically what you'd probably build your sales page on Wix, although you can build it on the membership site if you want to, depending on what you're using. You can do sales pages on ours. And then when you go to the Join Now button on your Wix site, it then goes into the kind of checkout process on the final solution you're using for your membership, whether it's a RaySay websites-based checkout or whether it's a Thinkific or Kajabi checkout. But yeah, that's how it would work, really. They start off on one site, end up on the other, but because everything's kind of congruent and seamless, they don't really notice they're flicking around with the URLs.
Yeah, because we always say your website and your membership site should be separate. There are people who will have a website and then they'll have a login section still on the website, and we don't recommend that. We always recommend it should be kept separately, because if, for example, you're putting all your new content on your membership site on the first of the month, and all of your members are hitting your membership site, all watching everything and going through everything, you don't want that to slow down your main website because you've got so many people hitting it. Because then when new people find you, they'll be a bit unimpressed if you've got this really slow main website. So the fact that wherever you've got your main website, it doesn't matter. You can have your membership site on the best platform for you, and you shouldn't let your website affect that decision.
Yeah, I mean, from a speed point of view, as long as you're using good sort of hosting and servers like we do, you're not going to see much of a slowdown, but it is a consideration for kind of bursts in activity. The main reason we suggest separating the two out, especially with WordPress, is because of the conflicts of plugins. So what you don't want to do is you're working on something for the membership side of things, and you don't realize it's broken a contact form on the main site and vice versa. So keeping them separate is a good idea.
Absolutely.
From a tech point of view. Anyway, it's kind of an industry standard to keep them separately. And if you want to scale up the membership site and put it on a really beefy server with loads of power because you've got 1 million members, then you can
One
do,
day.
and you can keep the website as it was. So yeah, it's kind of the best of both worlds, really.
And we do, this is one of the things we're going to go through on the challenge, is looking at the different options out there for creating your membership site, talking about the pros and cons of some of them, so that people will have a better idea of what's out there and what's going to work for them, and sort of like, knowing which ones they want to then go and research a little bit further to make their choice. Because I think it's one of the sticking points. So a lot of people who think, do you know what, I've got some great content. I know I've got people who'd love a membership, but I just don't know how to get started on the tech side. So that's one of the things that we wanted to put into the challenge.
And I think one of the best things, I mean, Kelly's just actually kind of put in the link to the challenge again. I think for every single one of you, whatever stage you're at, whether you're thinking about it, whether you're not thinking about it, it's probably worth going through the membership challenge simply to get the level of thinking. One of the things that we really appreciate about the two of you and you taking the time to share this info, which everybody's loving, by the way, you're getting lots of love from the community at the moment, one of the things we really enjoy about this is that you are taking a holistic approach to it. You are actually looking at where it fits inside somebody's business model, and just that thinking through may well be enough for someone to think about, oh, actually, I don't just want to tag it onto something. I actually want to make it something that is viable and important and scalable. And I think that's the choice that a lot of people really need to sit back and think about. A lot of us can, most of us have somewhere in the past thrown together a program or thrown together a coaching thing or thrown together an online course in some way. Throwing together a membership site doesn't work. It needs structure and it needs some thinking, which is why I cannot, I just love that you guys are doing this 10-day challenge. And a 10-day challenge really is the starting point for your thinking that then allows you to actually go, yes, I want to, or no, I don't want to, at the moment, for example. And that's going to be some really good, and it might actually be that you do this now and you go, okay, well, what's my plan for 2021? Obviously, I'm heading into, so as one of the things that Kelly didn't mention about our membership was that we do a quarterly business tracker. Hello. So I thought I'd just come back and one of the very, very main features is, running a business is lonely. And so one of the things that we do inside our membership is we help you do quarterly tracking and actually looking at, what do I want to create in my business for this quarter, next quarter? How did my last quarter go compared to what my targets were and what was going on? So we help our speakers, authors, and coaches in our membership to actively run their businesses. We kind of work a little bit like, the managers or on the board of directors and go, hey, how did it go this month? Sort of what's actually gone on this quarter. But that actually allows people, your membership challenge will allow people to really do the thinking about, is that what I want to put into quarter 1, 2, or 3 next year, for example, because they'll have much bigger understanding of what actively is going to be required to put in time and effort wise, whether they do it with you, whether they do it for themselves in some way. I can't recommend it enough. And well, that's just me bigging you up a little bit.
Yeah, it's one of the things that's really important about our challenge actually, and our website challenge as well. Although obviously we're one of the options at the end, we don't push us as an option, because really your decision making should come on how your content's going to be structured, and also your shopping list of your requirements, not only now but into the future as well. So we always recommend putting some future proofing in there, because you might, at the moment, you might not have any courses. In 6 months' time, you might want to do courses. You might want to sell those courses individually. You might want to sell them as a bundle. You might want to have them available as a VIP. So all these things need to kind of come into consideration now. And then you can literally use that as a checklist. And you go off to Kajabi and look at their features. You go off to Thinkific and Kartra and Access Alley and all these other different membership things. And if they tick all the boxes, great, go with one of them. Because we'd rather have people coming to use our system that actually are a good fit and they're going to be happy with it and it's going to last them into the future. So that's very important for us.
Yeah. And so really from that perspective, if our members are ready to, sort of whether you are in our membership or indeed whether you're just a member inside the Connection Hub or you're watching this, if they want to create their membership site with you, how could they do that when they're ready? If they're ready right now.
It's quite simple. So go to our website, which I'm sure Kelly will be on in a minute and be putting links in.
I'll pop that one in, Kelly.
If you go to our website, you can go on there, you can see all of our templates for our membership sites and our websites, if you need one of those as well. And just sort of get a feel for like our design style and the functionality that's in them. If you do think it is right for you, then on the pricing page has got a range of the plans that we offer. So we have our membership plan, which is for someone creating a membership site. We have a combo plan if you feel you want to do both. And like Chris said at the start of this, our websites and our membership sites are designed to have like a sort of flowing through feel. So if you've chosen like one of our membership templates, it says by them which of the website templates it's supposed to kind of match nicely. And so you can get that nice feel. And then you just choose the plan, decide if you want to pay monthly or pay up front, and go for it and get started, and you'll get access to the membership site. You'll see our We've got what do we call it? The thing that people go through?
Success.
Success pathways.
So we've got our own membership site. So although Race Websites is effectively a product, because you get a website or a membership site or both, we run it like a membership. So you get access to our membership site, which has got access to all the tutorials. We've got a success pathway for a website and one for a membership site, and they are sort of different in the way they work, and they'll take you through kind of like beginning to end process, really, from planning out to getting it live, really.
So yeah, we do recommend people follow that success pathway and just use it as a checklist. Then you're not going to miss anything. You're going to watch the right tutorials. You're going to fill in the right forms to request us to set up your site for you and to go live and everything. So it's all there, nicely laid out when you can remember the name of it.
And it includes hosting and everything, your package, doesn't it? So it's that one-stop shop. So people don't have to think, even when they're website and their membership site are all over the place, you're doing as best to put everything here. So if there is a problem, they go to one person, and it's like not trying to see too many cooks in the process, but also it makes it more streamlined for the integration to fit. Because just what we were saying with Wix, there's things that you can't do on a Wix website that you would be able to on a WordPress website. So we like keeping it simple.
There's a flexibility in actually having something where you just go to one spot so that you can actually do what you want to do in that one spot, knowing that the headaches aren't going to be there. Because that helps.
And if there are headaches, Chris is like a website paracetamol, and he will tell you.
That's your new title. Brilliant. That's just your new title. That's it.
Before Jude gave me that weird compliment, I was going to say that's one of the things that we felt was kind of missing in the marketplace, that kind of like extra help, because if people have to start dealing with DNS settings and connecting APIs and webhooks and IPNs and all that kind of stuff.
Don't run away, people. Don't run away.
They'll just be crying in the corner. Whereas Race websites, you kind of get the convenience of it being pretty quick because it's all kind of template based. You're in control of everything. But if you get stuck and you need tech help, whether it's like even if you don't understand how an automation works in MailChimp, I'll jump on and I'll set you one up so you can see it, in a basic fashion, and I'll help you with connecting Stripe or PayPal and that kind of stuff. So, that was missing, from a lot of services, really.
And I think, that just shows everything, and a good place to kind of wrap this up. But it definitely shows just that you are listening to what is required. And of course, that's the thing that we say to everybody as a coach, author, speaker. You are in the business of listening to what's required. And especially at the moment, what's needed is this hand-holding approach to doing it. So, I love the fact that you even have a 2-hour clinic on a Wednesday that people can, go, I've been working on this and I really need some support. And that's available as part of the whole package, which just is in a does what it says on the tin kind of way. We love that you're role modeling how to really run a membership site as well. So so Susan's just saying we'll look forward to listening to this on the catch up. So good on you for coming in right at the end, and that actually kind of works. But we're just really grateful that you've taken the time.
And just for people that are watching this on the replay, the challenge starts on
Monday the 16th. So Monday coming. That was nicely in time, Chris.
It really was. It was beautiful. It was really
almost a jinx, but
So next week, not long.
Yes. And making some time and space for just that extra bit of thinking may well be the best thing that you decide, certainly this quarter. So many blessings to all of you. Thank you for joining us, whether on the replay or whether live. Good on you. And thank you to the two of you. Good luck with the challenge. I am signing up for it because, of course, I love to hear and do some of the rethinking around what we might actually do, because I might just pick up an idea or two that puts us even more in busy land. So on that note, have a great, wonderful, productive rest of your week, everyone. And we will catch you next Tuesday for the training then.
See you.
Bye.
Cheers.